Hi, this is Rhea Nicholas with AmericanHistoryRoadTrip.com. We've been doing so well that we now have our own news anchor set with which to open our episodes. Well, not really. We are actually at the amazing Texas Broadcast Museum here in Kilgore, Texas, and this is an actual news set with all the lights and cameras. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. The history of recorded media from 1845 through recent times can be spectacularly experienced right here. And here to give us the down low on the museum's history are its co-founders, Warren Willard and Chuck Conrad. So how did this madness get started?
Oh, that's a long and woolly story, I think. Actually, both Warren and I have been collecting stuff for a very long time, and I was in the post office here in Kilgore one day, and one of the clerks said, "You know, there's a guy you really ought to meet. His name's Warren Willard. He lives here, and he's just as nuts as you are." And so I went over and saw Warren's place, and there's all kinds of movie projectors and Philco Predicta TVs, and we became friends. And one thing kind of led to another. For a long time, there just was no place that was logical to put it. And the former city manager of Kilgore told me about a family that owned this building that we're in. We got this building about 2014, maybe.
Probably not about that.
And it was a car dealership. We're sitting in the service bay right now. And then we started moving in.
I always wanted to be involved with a museum because I've been collecting since I was a kid. And when Chuck first brought me in here, I said, "Oh, this is great. Where are you going to put all your stuff?"
Well, that's still a problem.
You're looking at probably 50% of the stuff that is here is Chuck's and mine, and the rest of it has kind of found us over the years by the truckload.
Literally by the truckload. I know I was sitting in the office here one day doing something or other, and I heard a big truck pull up front of the building, and the air brakes went off, and psh, sort of noise, and I wonder what that is. And so I came down and went outside, and the guy says, "You all got a forklift?" I go, "Yeah." He said, "Well, you better get it because I got a 900-pound pallet of something for you here." And that happens fairly frequently.
Because there's some of the pieces that we have are one of a kind, of the very first one manufactured that people found that we would collect and protect. And so we do have a lot of very interesting pieces that there are the only one like it, or the very first production in that line of televisions or radios.
I don't know if you're aware, but Goodwill no longer accepts donations of old televisions, so should people just bring them here?
No.
Oh, God.
Oh, please, no. Call us, send us a picture of it. Depends what it is. But I get really clammy when a pickup truck pulls up to the front door and it's full of black plastic TVs from the late 1990s that are completely useless. And they cost $25 a piece to dispose of. And I really don't like finding a pile of them in front of our front door on Monday morning, and that has happened before, so.
What's the newest item that you have?
Well, that's a good question. We have some high-definition stuff that is pretty new, 1990s, but it was experimental high-definition, supposedly around $400,000 a piece. And we have the whole thing, the camera control unit, the cables, the whole 9 yards.
So then on the flip side, what's the oldest item that you have?
Well, we have a working 1895 Edison cylinder player. One of these, you record it, you put it in this handy dandy little canister, put a top on it, drop it in an envelope, and send it to somebody. So,
Wow.
File sharing, voicemail.
Yeah.
So what is the recorded media then that dates all the way back to 1845?
That would be the Morse code, invented by Samuel Morse and his partner. Automatically up and down so that whoever is learning the code doesn't memorize the disc.
How much of the equipment here is technologically obsolete?
This is actually the land of obsolete. There's nothing in here that's not obsolete.
That's right, even us.
Even us, you know, so, yeah, we have a wire recorder that covers many bases. You can record on a piece of steel wire, and they did before tape recorders, because they didn't have tape. The Germans invented tape recording during World War II, but before that, there was wire recording, and we have a device that I would have killed for as a kid, because it covers most of the bases. You can put your wire on there and record. It has a platter on it and a tone arm, so you can copy your record onto the wire. And now we got file sharing, I think. And it has a microphone attached to it, so you can record yourself if you want, but it also has a jack for an external speaker, so it can be a PA system. And of course, you could sing along with the thing that you just recorded and record yourself at the same time. So you could, that's karaoke.
Karaoke.
Yeah, and to top off the trifecta here, it has an AM radio transmitter in it that will broadcast to a nearby radio, which is pretty much what Bluetooth does these days. And this is 1950, so, you know, the concepts are really the same, just the way we do it is different. It's the same with TV. Now, I have people ask me, well, what's the future of broadcast TV or broadcast radio? Well, I don't know about over the air. It may all be on the internet, but it's the same discipline, really. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You're sitting at home watching it on a screen or listening to it through a loudspeaker, and how it got there really isn't that significant.
Exactly, yeah.
The media may be different, but the message is the same. Everything on the early days of TV was all shot on film because they had no way to record TV. Videotape machines simply didn't exist. So they used to record using a film camera off of a TV monitor for a live show, making what they called a kinescope recording, which is a really awful looking thing. If you've ever tried to take a picture off your TV screen, you know what I mean. It's terrible. So Jackie Gleason, remember Jackie Gleason of the Honeymooners fame? He was on the Dumont television network and did his first shows on Dumont. And Dumont he got Dumont to make a gadget that would record both video and film at the same time. It's a film camera and a TV camera. Both are humongous, but they're all in one glob, so whatever the TV camera sees, the film camera sees and captures on film. And that was the state of the art for a very long time. We have one of two that we think of the electronic cams that exists. They probably made 10 or 12 ever. And then we have a large display of studio TV cameras, not the least of which is the one that was there when Lee Harvey Oswald was shot. We have a couple of very early color cameras that weigh 350 pounds apiece, quite unlike the thing you're carrying right now. Things got a lot easier. We have a camera that was used on Dick Clark's American Bandstand, another one that was used on the Lawrence Welk Show, one that was used on a TV show called Kate and Allie that was in the 1980s. A lot of this stuff has some interesting history to it. It's been around. We have almost everything here has a story. It could take all day to tell them all.
I'm sure.
It does, actually.
Well, thank you so much for creating this wonderful museum of broadcasting history so that people can come here and learn all about it for themselves. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Now, if we can just get Jim out of here.
Oh my gosh. This is the same board that I used when I worked at KILT FM in 1983 and 84. Wow, a cart machine.
We have to leave, Jim.
Did you see all those reel-to-reel
It's
machines
time to
and
go.
the old cameras?